Yo guys, this is your boy Antoz and welcome back to Anime Waffle. Yes, your boy is back for some more anime talk, and you know what today is? It's episode 2 of Weekly Waffle, so let's get straight into it. Oh shit. So I want to start off with fearing the latest episode because Stark and Fern, they went on a date. And if you want to know a bit about me, I love romance and I love romance animes. So I was really excited for this episode and it did not disappoint, not at all. I thought to myself, yeah, after watching the episode, if Fern and Stark were to go on a date, it went pretty much the way how I thought it'd go and it was peak. Yeah. Stark, he's not there sometimes, he's a bit of a dunce. And on a few occasions, he had me thinking, even shouting out loud, bro, read the room. What are you doing? Because on a few occasions, yeah, he was getting on my nerves. First of all, yeah, bro has one fit. In the entire show, he has one fit, yeah. Imagine you're on a date, yeah. Fern dressed up nice, but Stark with the same fit, he used to fight monsters and demons, etc., yeah. Bro couldn't get a new fit for a date, by the way. Like the one time Stark changed his outfit was for the dance with Fern, by the way, where he was gifted a new set of clothes. Like, come on, man. Hopefully we have a next date, yeah. Stark wears something different. Also, Fern also mentioned on the date that their conversations were like mainly about Frieren. And Stark's reaction was like, what else are we supposed to talk about? I'm like, bro, you are still on a date, bro. And how can you even say that? I'm like, oh, I can't hear me crashing out there because how can you say that? Like, bro, you are still on a date, bro. But I'll give Stark a bit of grace. Obviously, he was a bit nervous. He wanted to make Fern really happy. So throughout the day of the activities that they went on, they were all Frieren's idea because Stark had no idea what to plan and stuff. But yeah, it was a good date. In the end, Fern liked it, after realizing Stark's intentions. There was a scene in the episode, right, where the main cast, they were sleeping in a cave, right? And this giant bat monster thing, right, just came down, yeah, looking at them. Stark and Fern, they were shook. They were like, they were scared, yeah? Why was Fern still sleeping? Like, she can sleep through literally anything. And it was funny how Stark could carry her away. That was funny. And also at the end of the episode, towards the end, we had the main cast fighting this giant monster with a sword. And, Stark did his thing. It was a team effort. And then Frieren, because she's just OP, right? Just basically not one shot the monster, but shot up to the sky and she hit the monster some mad powerful beam. And the funniest part was at the end, when the fight was done, right? Stark couldn't move. And he couldn't move because his legs were they're literally gone because he was so scared of Frieren's attack, which was funny. But overall, this Frieren episode was great, man. What can I say, man? Frieren's peak, man. There's a reason why I have it in my own top 10 animes of all time, even though it's a season and a bit. So what can I say, man? More peak to come as always. So now I want to talk about Fire Force. And first of all, I want to say shout out Ogun because Ogun is the GOAT and Ogun is the definition of a real one. You see, back in the academy days with Shinra and Arthur, and they were learning to be Fire Force soldiers and whatnot, everybody, and everyone was calling Shinra the devil, yeah? They were mocking him, saying that, he killed his mom, he killed his brother. But you see Ogun was like, nah, that's my boy, that's my guy, He would never do any of that. You see Ogun, yeah? Him and Arthur were the only two people to ever believe in Shinra. And his mom as well, but, she died. Well, yeah. Ogun is the GOAT. And in the fight, obviously, we had Ogun versus Sharon. And I want to mention that I think it's kind of funny and really cool as well at the same time that we've got two amazing Black characters fighting during Black History Month, because obviously it's Black History Month in America, but it's pretty cool. But, Sharon is a beast, yeah? That guy is a unit. From what I've seen, yeah, Sharon is probably top 5 in the verse in terms of strength because right now, he's looking kind of mad OP. I don't know who's going to beat him. I don't know if he can be defeated because, bro, he gave my boy Ogun belt to ass. He gave him BTA, proper BTA, man. I couldn't believe it, man. You know, when guys talk about low diff or like no diff, I think we were very close to like it being like no difficulty in that fight, because obviously at the start, right, they were throwing hands, but I feel like it was more of a thing of like Sharon was like testing him to see how strong he is. And Ogun was putting in work. He was putting in work. But the thing is right, Sharon's a beast fighter and he can tank pretty much anything. And it got to a point where like Sharon just was like, you know what, yeah, let's stop playing around. And he pulverized him, man. He beat him to a pulp. But Ogun, respect, bro, respect. He fought to the very end. He fought for his boy Shimura as well. And, you know, I had an idea, right? Listen, I've not done a lot of cosplays before, you know. And I'm thinking, right, if I was to cosplay again, I would do Ogun. I can't lie. I would do Ogun. And I would go full in as well. Like, not only am I going to get the traditional Fire Force like, uniform, right? I'll get the tattoos as well. That's when I'm in shape, though. I'm not doing that now. And the skateboard as well. Bro, Ogun is so cool. Ogun is such a cool character as well. And I think he was saying that when his ancestors first came to Japan, right, they were singing reggae music to the Japanese on the boat. Reggae music, you know, I'm Jamaican, bro. So even more of a reason to like Ogun, bro. Ogun is the GOAT. So shout out Ogun for real. But once again, a great Fire Force episode. And I can't lie, man. Day Productions are doing their thing, man. I know they have to animate a lot of chapters in a small amount of episodes, but they're killing it. Honestly, they're killing it. And it's such an improvement as well from season 3, part 1. And I just can't wait for the next episode. So that was Fire Force. So now I'm going to talk about the latest JJK episode. Love me, love me. Okay, stop. So we had JJK season 3, episode 6. I thought it was a pretty good episode. Nothing spectacular, but it was a good, solid episode. And this episode mainly focused on pretty much the fight between Megami and Panda versus Kirara. First of all, I want to say, yeah, bun the higher-ups, yeah? The JJK higher-ups, yeah? Bun them, and manga spoilers, yeah? I'm so happy Gojo packed off all of them. But yeah, I just wanted to say that, make it clear. Bun the higher-ups. But back to what I was saying, Megami and Panda versus Kirara. I thought it was a pretty decent fight. It was very dialogue-heavy fight as well. And that's fine, to be fair, because the thing about JJK is that they can switch it up. One moment it's a fight, and there's actually like no talking. You have fights with lots of dialogue and like a mixture as well. And that's what I love about JJK. Like, they've got a variety of different fights and how they like to like produce them and show them in an anime format, which I really like. So yeah, shout out Mappa, shout out Gege as well. But yeah, I thought the fight was pretty cool. One thing about Gege is that some of these curse techniques, bro, fair play, because he's got mad creativity, because Kirara's technique, yeah, I can't lie, man. Bro, I was struggling at some points, bro. You know, with the whole thing, stars, bro, I can't lie. I was a bit lost there, but that's probably down to me and like, you know, yeah. Reads, you know, JJK fans probably don't read. I might be one of them, so my bad. But yeah, the fight was great. I thought it was cool and different. We also got to see the return of the bunnies, yeah? Bunny-chan has returned. Yeah, and the bunnies are so cool, man. There's a part where obviously after the fight had finished, right, and Panda's laying on the floor, yeah, one of the bunnies, yeah, was like looking after Panda, like helping him up. It was so cute. It was so cute, but that was nice. We also got, well, the fight between Itadori and Hikari. It wasn't really a fight. It was mainly like Itadori getting punched up until Hikari gave up. And that's what happened. Hikari gave up. He saw the passion in Itadori, because Itadori is a cog in terms of killing curses, yeah? But it's cool. So, you know, now we've got the boy Hikari on our side, you know. But also, at the very end of the episode, a certain character was revealed, you know, a very talked about character. You know, the boy Kishimo, one of the strongest sorcerers, one of the strongest characters in the show was revealed with his blue hair. And, you know, I think people got a lot to say about Kashimo, you know. Some people love him, some people hate him, but one thing about Kashimo is that he was quite impactful. I will say that he was quite impactful. And there's a certain fight coming up, you know. I'll just say it because this is anime Waffle, I'll just talk about it anyway, you know. I'm sorry for spoiling, but it's 2026 now, you know. If you're watching this, you'll probably see my TikTok more than likely, so I'll just say it anyway. Obviously, we're going to get Hikari vs. Kashimo soon. And there's been like a very big demand of this song, and it's like Brazilian funk. It's called Tonka Donka. I might have butchered that, yeah, but you know, the funk that plays in the edits of Hikari versus Kashimo. And I saw a post on Instagram and they were saying that it has over 100k flipping signatures for them to play that song in the actual anime. What? 100k? Now, I don't know if they're actually going to play it. Like, I don't think they're going to play it. I think like the whole like OST thing is a thing that they do beforehand, you know, while they're actually creating. And I don't think they're going to play that. I don't think they're going to be playing funk. Like, I like funk, innit? But I don't know if that really like going to suit the anime. I don't know, man. Because even a thing of like, yeah, I'm spoiling again, innit? Gojo vs. Sakuna. There's a certain song I think I saw where fans are also clamoring for like a certain song on TikTok to be played as well during their fight. But I don't know if that's actually going to happen. But I mean, the fact that the Hikari and Kashimo vs. Tonka Donka has 100k signatures, right? That's a lot of people, bro. 100k is a lot of people. So it'll be very interesting to see what happens. I feel like either way, it's the internet. People can be really upset or really happy, you know. So we'll see what happens. But I thought to mention, right? You see Megami, yeah, my boy Megami, yeah. I made a video and I got onto him. And I was calling him a bum and I was calling him a disappointment. And, you know, I might have gone a bit too far because I actually like Megami. When I was originally watching JJK, no, scratch that, for most of JJK, including the manga up to a certain point, Megami was my favorite character. And, you know, obviously on the internet, you know, your favorite character who gets landed, they call him potential man. You know, everyone knows that he's potential man, right? But Megami, yeah, like, no glaze, might have like top 3 battle IQ in the whole series. That's not crazy to say. You can't tell me that's crazy to say. That's not crazy at all. That brother, yeah, is smart. Like, I love watching Megami fights. I love reading Megami fights. But it's always interesting of how he finds solutions of his fighting, you know. Having that 10 shadow technique as well is obviously OP. You know, we make the jokes about like, oh, him relying on Maraga, like, Seiko Treasure Swing, Magahara, you know, whatever that shit, whatever. But you know what, yeah. Shout out Megami, you know, the thing where you can hide in the shadows as well. I think that's so cool. But yeah, overall, JJK, solid episode. And I feel like Mappa have done a really good job, to be fair. And I know the levels are going to get higher as well. So yeah, just keep going, man. But great episode overall. If you guys saw the last video, you know that your boy's been watching Hell's Paradise. And I think I didn't cover last week's episode. I don't think I did. But last week we had the boy Shungen. Yeah. Shungen is a problem. You know, I think he's supposed to be the strongest assassin. Sagiri, Loki has a crush on him apparently. You know, according to the blind guy, she's got a crush on him. But Shungen is a problem. Yeah. They were saying that the Shogun wants to kill Gabimaru, and he sent Shungen to the island, and Shungen is going to try and kill Gabimaru and the main cast pretty much. And we learned that one time, yeah, Shungen was on a mission sent by the Shogun to kill 20 Yakuza, right? And Shungen did that. He killed the 20 Yakuza, but this brother is not right in the head because he not only did he kill the 20 Yakuza, he killed their families. I'm talking about the women and the children and the old people. Like, this brother said, yeah, you guys are evil, but so are your families and your loved ones. And he packed off all of them. And there was that scene with Shungen killing, I'm assuming one of the Yakuza, right? And the Yakuza was begging them not to kill the children. But Shungen, he was crying, but he's like, no, they gotta go. So this brother Shungen, he's a problem. And now he's on the island, right? So I want to see Shungen versus Gabimaru. And at the end of that episode, right, they showed like I think it was four characters, the main big hitters. You had Gabimaru, you had Shingen, you had, I think it's Rain, the purple head character, that the strongest Tencent that we know, and then Chobe. Like, them are your four big hitters. And I'm excited because obviously Chobe right now is with the Tencent. He's getting stronger. He's letting Rain do some mad experiments on him. Listen, there's a certain character or person in real life that I could say that Rain is low-key like, but I don't want to say it. But, Rain's moving a bit mad, with his experiments and, yeah, enough said about that. Basically, the blind guy, I'm so sorry I forgot his name, but he was telling us that Tao has like different like powers. Like, you got fire, you got metal, I think you got wood. That power system, like how it actually works, and like each character was like getting into like their own certain category of like abilities, right? And I think Gabimaru and then the assassin with the handcuff are like fire types, and yeah, so we're at that part of it now, which is really cool. But also, the main cast, they want to obviously get off the island, but first, they want the elixir of life. Well, Gabimaru in particular, he wants the elixir of life, to find his wife, the mystery behind his wife. But I low-key have a theory about all of this, yeah? And you know what I'm going to say, yeah? So obviously, yeah, Gabimaru's wife, I forgot her name. Oh, the assassin, that's really cool. But the one that said that Gabimaru's wife might not actually be real, yeah, hear me out now. What if Gabimaru's wife is May? I'm cooking. I don't know. I don't know why, but for some reason I think that Gabimaru's wife is May. That might be mad. But I don't know. Like, I don't get where Gabimaru's wife comes into play in any of this. Obviously, I don't think we've seen the Shogun yet, have we? But obviously, he's gonna play a big role, right? But how does Gabimaru's wife actually fit into this story? Because this is a thing of like, what? They send him off to the island, get the elixir, and then he can get his wife back. But I just don't know where. I don't know where his wife surely has to be on the island, surely, right? Unless we're like so early on into this series, right, that there's like way more arcs to come and they get off the island, there's a new arc. Bro, where's Gabimaru's wife? Like, I don't know. Maybe that's a crazy theory out there, but I don't know. But May was saying that she wants to see the Grandmaster and she wants to talk to Rain as well, because obviously things were fine and then Rain went evil and banished May out of like the Tenson's castle, and then she ended up turning into a child, and a whole lot of madness happened to her as well. Because I don't know, Hell's Paradise can get a bit mad sometimes, it's a bit mad has happened, but before, she also wants to leave the island as well. So not only does our main cast, but May now wants to leave. So the main cast come up with a plan to infiltrate the Tenson's castle and get the elixir from Rain's lab. But the one key thing that they mention, that Gabimaru mentions, that they have to avoid the Tencent. If they avoid the Tencent, they are cooked and the mission's a failure. And obviously, it's anime, right? Of course, but the Tencent are obviously going to be like their opponents, right? Everyone's split up into groups. And Gabimaru's group, he's with Sagiri as well. And obviously, when he senses Rain's lab, no one's there. When he senses again, and a Tencent is there, and I'm pretty sure it's Rain's brother. It's not Rain though, it's his brother, like the brother with purple hair, the long purple hair. And he was there waiting for them because he was like, Rain knew this would happen, because it was revealed to us that Chobe pretty much told the Tencent that all of the main cast are going to come for the elixir, they're going to come, to the Tencent's castle, so it's inevitable. So I'm sure now we're going to get to the point where the main cast that are segregated and are in different groups are going to fight each of the Tencent, basically. But yeah, man, Hell's Paradise is heating up, bro. It's heating up, man. We're going to get Gabimaru and Sagiri versus that, I don't know his name, that purple-haired Tencent, but I can't lie, I've liked Hell's Paradise this season. I'm excited for what's to come. Obviously, I was just scrolling on Instagram over the last few weeks, and obviously I'm from London, right? And from what it appears to be, there's a few anime concerts in May happening in London. There's a Frieren concert, and then there's a Naruto concert as well. obviously, like, I love anime music, I love OSTs, I love all of that. So the boy's gonna be there. If anyone's going to any of them, let me know. But yeah, there's a Frieren one, there's a Naruto one, so I'll definitely be at both. And I think they're on the same week as well. I think the Frieren one's first, and then the Naruto one's on the weekend, I think, but there's that as well. But yeah, guys, that was this week's episode of Weekly Waffle. Thank you guys for watching, and let me know your thoughts on anime that's been happening this week. Subscribe, comment, follow the TikTok and the Instagram as well. Link in my bio. Thank you guys for watching. Peace!